Hello everyone and welcome to Some Plus Cuisine. I'm Myra's Harper if you did not know, and today I'm going to try for the first time in my life to make bao, which are these ginormous pork dumplings. And this is gonna be really great because number one, I'm really bad at like folding dough together like in the way that you need to make dumplings. Just watch my plastic video to see how bad it is, and this is even more complicated, so this is gonna be a very fun time for me. But more or less, I'll be trying to make pork bao, and then I will of course be showing you the ups, the downs, the successes, and of course the failures. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna see number one, does the bao look nice, and more importantly, do they actually taste good? But with that, let us begin. Okay, first things first, I already combined all the flour, sugar, yeast, and oil together, and then I'm gonna slowly pour in the lukewarm water while I mix. So just mix it around. Added all of the water, hopefully that's enough. And now I'm going to kind of mix this all and try to knead it into a dough. It's looking a little flaky right now. You can probably see. Not very smooth, so I might need a little more water. Okay. I think that should do it. Okay, I think that's okay. So, I'll just move aside. Pour a little bit of flour. This is a really bad angle, and I didn't realize it until I'm like knee deep in this, so I can't really stop it now. So I could of course be wrong, but it looks nice to me, so I'm gonna say it's okay. I'm gonna grab a new bowl and then let this rise. Okay, so all of these stainless steel bowls are all dirty, so we are going to be using this bowl instead. Is this a mistake? Probably, but as before, as always, Simplex Cuisine is not showing you the perfection of cooking, usually. It shows you the nitty-gritty reality of a very, very, hopefully talented, but incredibly lazy cook going about her day with a new recipe that she's never really done before. So that's the fun of the video. We're hoping that, yep, okay. Place the dampened towel across to give it a nice little ecosystem for the yeast to do its little thing. The house is pretty warm right now thanks to it being summertime when I'm filming this video, not when it comes out. So it should be easy, you know, just do its thing. Okay, so while we're waiting for the dough to rise, I'm gonna start making the filling. So we're gonna first quickly stir fry the carrots right here and the onions. I forgot to say this before. I don't know why, probably because I was freaking about the dough, but I actually cut this recipe in half because I don't have a big enough steamer for 12 bao. Also, I didn't really want to have 12 bao. I really wanted to have just like 6. So I just cut down the recipe to 6. Of course, the recipe will down in the description down below. So check it out there. And yeah, I think that's really all. So far, I feel like this recipe is pretty simple and easy. It's just like, if you can do all those steps correctly, everything works out after that, but it's just like doing things right and not messing up, which we've already done a couple of times, so yeah. But more or less, I'm just gonna toss in the onions, then go. And I want to fry this for a couple of minutes just to get it a little soft, but that's really all. Because the pork and the seasoning and all that, they cook pretty quickly, you know, with the steaming process. But the onions and carrots take a little longer, so it's easier just to give it a little push in the right direction and stir fry them first. So when you put them in the steamer, everything will steam all together. Or else you'll have like perfectly cooked pork, but you'll have raw-ish carrots and even raw onions. So yeah, this is why we're doing this. Yeah, I think this is okay, so I was just gonna turn it off. It smells really nice now. Let's go over and start making the rest of the filling. Okay, so we are back. We have everything right over here. I actually had to chop the pork up by myself, so some of them are pretty small, nicely chopped, and some of them are like less chopped, which, you know, coincides of how much patience I had left. Bigger pieces, less patience, little pieces, more patience, but more or less, I'm going to place the pork, there we go. All the sauces, which are kind of just like poured all into a thing, and then now they're all kind of congealed together. Just gonna mix this all together like so. And then we're gonna start slowly adding in the stock. Okay, so pour the rest of the stock in. We're just gonna mix it around until you can't see more liquid left, which I don't really know if that means exactly because I can see a lot of liquid. I think it just means like incorporate it really well, but Lord knows, I don't know. I think that's it. I can see still liquid, but it's not like pools or whatever. So I'm gonna say we are okay. After that, we're going to add the carrots and onions. Okay, so I think we are done. Everything is nicely combined. The liquid has kind of absorbed all together with everything else, so it smells pretty nice too. So more or less, I'm gonna put this into the refrigerator so you know it doesn't go bad while we wait for the dough, and then we'll start making the buns. So far, I'm feeling pretty good, but then again, you know, this is just the calm before the storm. The hard part is coming up, and that's the part that I'm really terrified of because Lord knows, I do not know how to make bao buns, so more or less, or I shouldn't make them, but you know, I don't know how to shape them correctly without freaking out, so that'll be a fun time for everybody, but more or less, here's the filling, and yeah. Okay everyone, so we are back. It has been around, I'm gonna say, so it was been 4 minutes, and then I waited another 30 minutes because the bread wasn't looking very, you know, risen at all, but we're back, and it looks a little like this. So it has at least grown a little bit. There's adorable little holes. It's very adorable. More or less, I'm pretty happy, and it's very yeasty. I can smell the yeast from a mile away. But we're gonna start making the buns. So I'm gonna first knead this back into, oh, it is stuck everywhere. Oh no, it's stuck everywhere. Okay, so flour, flour, flour. Gosh dang it, yes. This is why you use stupid, this is why you use stupid oil. Come on. Okay, well, I think now it's back to looking the same, so that's nice at least. So just a little bit of flour and it did the trick, thank goodness. We need to cut this. So I saw the video and they were like, if you make a hole out of this, like a ring, whatever, equal sized ring. We got our knife. So if I do, this is gonna be half. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's more or less it. I'm betting that some of them are way bigger than the other ones. Case in point, this one's way bigger than everything else. But we can figure it out. So, yep. Okay, so it said like roll out in a disc shape. This is gonna be a disaster. I already know it. Everything's just sticking to the table. Ah! I'm gonna try to roll it like the person did in the video. Only I think her rolling pin was way smaller and she was way better at this. No, that looks like an amoeba. Why do I always roll things out and they always look like not what I want? I want to roll out a circle. I make a square. I want to roll out a square. I make a circle. I want to roll out something that looks kind of like what it's supposed to look like. It looks like an amoeba, but come on. Oh no, now it's stuck. So this doesn't look like cylindery, but it is nice and thin, and it looks pretty nice. So I'm gonna deal with it. So I'm just gonna place it right there. You can see like the bubbles, which is, I hope, what it's supposed to look like, but, oh, come on, now it's stuck again. Okay, so, oh my gosh, it really is stuck this time. Put in some more flour. I'm gonna use all this flour just because I'm stupid, but more or less, I'm gonna like, you know, speed this up, cry, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done, so, yeah. I finished off rolling these all out. Some of them are smaller than the others, sadly, but they are all not shaped like they're supposed to be. They're all kind of different, varying degrees of oblong, let's just say that. But they're all here. They all look okay. But I'm just gonna move them kind of away from each other and then get out the filling and start doing the scary part, the worst part, the one that I'm really freaked out about, which is making the bao. So, or shaping the buns. Yep. So, I'm gonna use this one first. It's big, it's nice, it looks cute. I'm gonna place everything kind of away from it. I'm gonna grab the filling and then let us begin. Oh, there's a little bird outside. Oh, it's eating something. Oh, it's my cat. But the cat's not eating the bird, so we are okay. Okay, so I need to actually get the video up of this because I do not know what I'm doing right now, and I definitely need visual help. Number one, the filling looks way nicer in this one than my filling, which is pretty great. I'm gonna start off with that amount. That feels like a good amount. So, I'm gonna put it all together, and then she holds it in her hand, which is, Lord, these are way bigger than my hands. Yeah, okay. When you have very small hands, she kind of like does this. I think these are way too big for what I'm trying to do. These are way too big, but we're just gonna deal with it. Oh dear, this is not what is supposed to happen. What am I doing? Oh yeah, this is definitely not what it's supposed to look like. It's not even a steam vent. Can I just like create a steam vent? As usual, the first one always looks absolutely terrible. Let's try this again. Make it better. Let's go. Maybe I should use more filling this time. Okay everyone, so I could only fit 4 of these baos into the steamer, so I have 2 more left. They are looking absolutely terrible, but we're hoping that it'll taste better than it looks. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. Let's start steaming these things because I am so done with this recipe. Okay, so we're gonna place that down, and then the water is cold, so I was going to put this onto high heat, and then when it starts boiling, we're just gonna turn it down and then let it cook more. Okay, so the high heat accidentally kind of burnt a little bit of the steamer, which, yep, that's a thing that happened right now, but more or less, the water is boiling, so I just put down the heat, and then I'm gonna let this cook for around 17 minutes or so. So, yeah, that's a little update. I'm kind of mad that I accidentally burnt this, but honestly, I think all steamer baskets are like this. It just happens, so not a big deal, but now the house kind of smells like burnt bamboo, so I'm going to turn on the fan while we wait. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, they got really big and they look kind of terrifying. Okay, so I'm gonna bring these over, try to like get them out somehow, and then I'll probably put this back on to finish cooking up the rest, but oh dear, this might be not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Okay. Oh, I really hope they're not bad. Okay, so we have the little dumplings. The side right here is like completely burned, so yeah, that's a little sad. Also, the only thing I can smell really for some reason is like the yeast itself. So that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But I'm gonna try to remove these. Actually, this is turning out way easier than I thought it was gonna be. So there we go. Come on. Come on. They smell a little pungent for some reason, which is a little worrying for me. I can really just smell the yeast itself, which is also very worrying. They're definitely not gonna win any awards for beauty. They all look kind of ugly and sad, but it's not what the outside is, it's what the inside is, which matters really all the way. Kind of taste, that's what really matters. But more or less, I'm gonna let these hang out, cool off, and then let's finish this video up. Okay, so we are finally at the point where we're gonna see if these actually taste good or not. I'm gonna try to find the one that looks less terrible. We have here. And then let us first open it up and see how it looks. It's a little like that. Can smell a little bit of the pork. there's like I can't figure out the smell. I think it's the soy sauce, but there's some kind of smell that's a little weird. Okay, but that being said, let's see how it actually tastes. So, okay, so I've had one of the baos, and I think I messed up because they don't really taste very good to me. Maybe that's just because many factors which I'll talk about later, but number one, the dough was pretty actually good. You know, it had a nice thickness around the bao, but there were like big old clumps of it that kind of all clumped together thanks to yours truly's absolutely terrible wrapping ability, and that was hard to eat through. The dough was also kind of sweet, which isn't really good for me because I personally don't like sweet and savory put together. I like sweet or savory, but it's really hard for me to like combine them. So that kind of sweetness and savoriness of the bao I didn't really like. There also was way more sweet than savory. The carrots brought more sweetness, and then the sweetness of the dough just made it kind of overwhelmingly sweet, which I didn't really like. It just didn't really taste good for me because it was just like, it was sweet and it was a little bit bland, and the flavors that they did have just were flavors that I just weren't really a big fan of. Thankfully, everything was cooked through. The dough was cooked, the filling was cooked, so that was okay. It wasn't dry at all. It was a little bit moist, which I really liked, so that was okay, but just the taste of it just wasn't for me. I just didn't really like it a lot. And when it comes to me scoring 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, can't even finish it, 10 being amazing, delicious, will make it again and again and again, I would give this a solid 3. And that really is just personal preference. I probably messed up in some areas, but to me, I just didn't really like it. Was it terrible? No. Will I throw away all the ingredients? Absolutely not. I don't believe in wasting. I will freeze these and then I will have them over time with other savory things and it'll work out perfectly. But I definitely won't be in this situation with my pot sticker recipe where I ate all of them in the same sitting. That won't happen for this one. I will definitely eat these slowly and over a long period of time. But that being said, that is all for today. So of course, if you like this video, click like. If you want some more from Watch, just subscribe. I hope you guys have a nice day. I will see you next time. And as usual, goodbye!